Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey at Red Color, and
This is Nancy Jean in the garden.
I have my headphones on. So if you miss the sound of shuffling, I'm very sorry.
No, they hear it. We hear it.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah. You
Do you
don't.
hear do you hear the vacuum in the television as
No.
well? Okay.
This is shuffling.
So we are here as the Daily Duo. We read on 5 energies: body, mind, spirit, grounding, and clarity. Nancy Jean reads 5 crystals in the garden. I read 5 tarot cards. We both offer readings. We both have physical goods in the physical world. All the information is below our respective channels. And I miss anything?
Nope, we have no birthdays today.
Oh, today is April 10th.
April 10th. No birthdays today. But if you want to get your birthday announced, and your birthday's coming up in May, if you will put it below with your name and the birth date. And you don't have to put your whole name, just your initials or whatever. Okay? And I'm going to throw my stones. Ooh.
I'm getting a weird ass day.
Things have shifted.
Whoa. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
You can't avoid the problem any longer. It's right there in front of you, and you're going to have to deal with it at some level. Okay, that's body. I'm telling you, it's a weird day.
Mm-hmm.
Mind is sort of like, well, I don't really know. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. I don't know. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. Oh, if I do this, I'll win $1 million. And if I do that, I don't know. You know, not really very focused. Spirit is sort of not very focused either.
Spirit's right here in the middle of 6 spots. Yes.
Yeah, it's really all over the place. So I could do this and I could do that. No. You know what? I just came to me. Okay. All right. So, okay. Body, mind, spirit, grounding. Oh, God. Falseness, false path. So that's what it is. That's what all this falseness is. I think maybe all the things that you're worrying about and is like your own machinations making yourself nuts. It's like, oh, well, they didn't call, and that means that they hate me and they don't want to do business with me, and then I'm never going to be their friend again, and they're going to be my friend again, and they probably stole the money. It's like that. It's like that's what I'm getting. I'm getting like all this like dark negative, but it's all craze. It's all like based in and body, mind, spirit, grounding, clarity, and and then I get the burden. So I get, you know what I'm getting? I'm getting like, you're plugging into false energy. You're plugging into false energy, and you're allowing it to make you crazy and unclear and chaotic and following falseness and carrying a burden that's not yours. That's what I'm getting. Very odd, not the kind of positive, gorgeous, optimistic reading I usually like to give, but I have to read the cards as I read the cards.
Well, then they need to come over to the garden.
Okay.
Because the garden's saying your mind's telling you to go for it, and you're probably, what you're seeing is the clarity coming out of fire, which is the past. And it said, you're thinking, oh, but that solution can't begin to work because you're dealing with something that didn't work in the past. But actually, it's going to work this time. And your thoughts are leading the way, and they're also tying back into your to the creativity of your root chakra. And so it's going to require some creativity. You're going to have to work with the information you have to move forward, or work with the situation, or work with the feelings you have to move forward. I'm saving this one for last because, once again, we had one tiny stone hit on 6 whole spaces. But your grounding says you're beginning to build the patterns that are going to be your long-term patterns. So if you tie into the fear that was sort of being reflected in your cards, that's going to make it more difficult. My stones say if you grounding changes are setting into long-term patterns, and clarification comes from dealing with the past. So, if throw that stone out, it's not important. You have a whole new self emerging. When the body is in earth, there's a whole new self of you emerging. Now we get to the big one, the spirit, which is in third eye, throat, path forward, earth, a little bit of air, and present. And that means your spirit's going to be all important. When a stone hits on more than one space, that becomes your focus for your reading, for those of you who don't understand how to read the garden. And there are precious few of us who do. But what you've got here is in the throat chakra, it's saying spirit shines through your own self-expression. And the third eye says your spirit can actually see around corners. It can see into buildings without windows. Your spirit is so hyped up right now. You need to listen to it. And I think a lot of what you were saying is people who don't trust that. Well, how do I know? How do I know it's real? Just accept that it's real, because right now your spirit's changing things, and that's happening to you right now. Your spirit is also in air, which is that's to the north. That's thoughts, that things that are moving forward, and your spirit can transform your thinking if you give it the opportunity to. Spirit's in the process of transforming when it hits the earth, but it's not yet finished. If spirit was totally in air, it would totally be finishing this project. It's somewhat tied to the fact that it's still having to work really hard for you to move forward, but you're in the path forward. And this is probably the most important space that spirit's touching right now. It says, balance your energy to move ahead. If you allow yourself to slide back into negative thoughts, or this has never worked out before, or I am not enough, however you want to put it, that's where you'll go. But if you will trust your spirit, and that's that bit of ourselves that we sometimes go, who are you and why are you here? Why are you telling me to think this? That's what you need to tie into, because everything else really can move forward right now for you. But you have to trust your spirit. You can't fall back. You can't fall into the darker thoughts.
Yeah, because if you do, boy, oh boy.
Yep. It's so you need to deal with your higher, it's not your higher thinkings. When you're in the spirit, it's your higher heart. It's
Right.
higher, that's what you need to deal from.
Right.
Not how you think. Your mind's in the right place. You need to tie your heart and your mind together and not question each other.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
It's going to be a good day, I think. Pick the right path. Bye-bye.